Some women live a charmed life.
They were going out on the town, going out to restaurants, going out to the theater.
You're a cruel man, Albert.
But when the romance fades,
once they got married, he basically just saw her as a housekeeper.
This house is a pigsty.
malice can take its place.
She was motivated by greed and lust, and that never works out very well.
Manhattan, New York, 1914. 19-year-old clerk Ruth Brown dials a wrong number.
Yes?
Hello, this is Ruth Brown. I'd like to speak with Henry Pritchard, please.
I'm on a deadline and you're wasting my time.
And earns the wrath of 32-year-old Albert Snyder.
He chewed her out on the telephone, and then for some reason, maybe she had a sexy voice that he was attracted to, he called her back to apologize.
Hello, Ruth speaking.
Hello, Ruth. This is Albert Snyder, the cranky man that you just called.
Albert is immediately drawn to the vivacious teen, 13 years his junior.
I can apologize in person.
Okay.
She wasn't conventionally beautiful, but she apparently possessed a certain kind of intense sexual allure.
I'll put those in some water for you, man.
A smitten Albert pulls out all the stops courting Ruth, whining and dining her.
They were going out on the town, going out to restaurants, going out to the theater.
He pursued her very, very energetically, and finally, I guess, won her over one dinner by offering her a large, dazzling engagement ring.
It's beautiful.
Working-class Ruth has hit the jackpot.
Albert was a successful businessman, and Ruth wanted a comfortable life.
There's just one fly in the ointment. An old flame.
He kept a picture of her in the bedroom that he shared with his wife.
The most wonderful woman I've ever known.
Jessie Gizzard, or JG, was Albert's fiancée, but died before they could marry. He wears a pin of hers, bearing her initials, every day. Ruth decides she can live with JG's ghost. But when baby Lorraine arrives, Ruth finds the romance in her marriage fades.
When Albert was chasing Ruth, they went out, they had fun. He spent a lot of money on her, dining, dancing, shows. When they got married, that all stopped.
Well, there were two Albert Snyders. There was Albert Snyder, the suitor, and there was Albert Snyder, the husband.
This house is a pigsty.
Well, I'm busy taking care of our child.
Once they got married, he basically just saw her as a housekeeper.
Nothing was really right with the relationship. The age difference, the fact that he wanted to settle down and stay home, she wanted to go out and have a good time.
Ruth rebels and hits the town. And in 1925, meets her own JG.
Did you book a room?
Yeah, I got it.
34-year-old corset salesman, Jud Gray.
Jud was this model of incredible middle-class propriety with his big glasses and his very, very fastidious way of dress and his church-going and his respectable life.
Buttoned-up Jud already has a wife, child, and a white picket fence.
And apparently he was bored stiff.
Wild girl Ruth Snyder seems the perfect antidote.
I think it was for romance, sex, thrills, but then it turned into something else.
Ruth wishes her husband would disappear so she can be with Jud.
Things at home are getting worse.
If only there's a way to make the dream come true.
I need your help.
I'll do anything for you, Ruth.
Extramarital affairs can be just that, an affair. It can also be a motivation for murder.
Queens, New York, 1925. 32-year-old Ruth Snyder is doing some homework on double indemnity.
Good timing. I need you to sign your insurance papers.
It's an insurance policy that doubles the payout if her husband dies of unnatural causes.
Albert Snyder was worth 10 times his annual salary, dead. And he didn't even know it.
Is that it?
After 12 years in a loveless marriage, Ruth is ready to end it.
Ruth didn't want a divorce. She wanted to be a widow.
On March 20th, 1927, the Snyder family returns home from a rare night out together.
Snyder put the car away. He had been drinking very, very heavily at the party.
I'm gonna have a nightcap.
I think you've had enough.
But there's another man in the Snyder house tonight. Ruth's secret lover, Jud.
Are going to do this, aren't you?
Ruth Snyder came down and said, "Okay, Judd, are you ready to do it?"
I think I can.
But has this straight-laced corset salesman got what it takes to kill?
Jud went in and struck Albert on the head with this 5-pound lead weight. Albert awoke and began to struggle.
Albert might have seen his own wife watching this happen. I can't imagine anything worse.
This thing is going to be done properly or I am ruined.
Albert did not go quickly or quietly. He fought for his life.
Ruth douses her husband with chloroform, wraps his head in fabric and his neck in picture wire.
Ruth had to take over and deliver the coup de grace to ensure that Albert was dead. They garroted him with a length of picture wire.
To complete Ruth's plan, the couple has some stage managing to do.
They went around the house just ripping things apart. Cushions were thrown around.
To pull off their hoax robbery, there's one finishing touch.
After the murder, Jud tied up Ruth. Ruth was quite the actress, but she wasn't a very smart one.
Ruth plans to be rescued in the morning by her daughter, Lorraine. But impatience gets the better of her.
Help, Lorraine. Lorraine, help.
She got tired of waiting to be discovered, so she woke up Lorraine and told Lorraine I'm very sick, please go get help.
Go get Mommy some help, okay?
Lorraine alerts neighbors who call the police. It's unlike any crime scene they've ever encountered.
One of the policemen evidently shook his head and said, you know, there's something funny. The police did not believe this was a burglary for 1 minute.
Take a photo of those straws.
Ruth insists Albert's been killed in a home invasion and that her jewelry is missing.
It didn't take the police long to discover that the jewelry, which Ruth claimed had been stolen by these burglars, was actually located under the mattress of her bed where she had shoved it.
Investigators also find Albert's keepsake, his JG pin, but they don't realize it's from his long-dead lover. They think the mysterious JG could be the killer.
Then in examining Ruth's datebook, they found a reference to a man named Jud Gray. And they assumed that the Jud Gray in the book was the person who had that JG stick pin.
You can have that back now.
When Ruth was being questioned by the police, she inadvertently gave herself away when one of the cops mentioned Jud's name.
Who is Jud Gray?
And she said, "Oh, has he confessed?" Bye-bye, Ruth.
Friend, I don't know him that well.
In a twist of coincidence, the woman who haunted Ruth's marriage ultimately does her in.
That JG stick pin had nothing to do with Jud Gray. It had belonged to Albert Snyder's beloved dead fiancée that he wore next to his heart. But somehow it helped lead to the breaking of this crime.
Placed on trial for first-degree murder, Jud Gray is found guilty and sentenced to death. His lover, Ruth, is also found guilty, and she, too, receives the death penalty.
I think that she was the driving force. I think that she was the catalyst.
It appears to me that Ruth was going to kill Albert one way or another, but I don't think Jud would have ever killed if he hadn't fallen in love with Ruth.
In January 1928, Ruth's life of lust, greed, and coincidence comes to an end in the electric chair.
Ruth stood by and watched her husband brutally attacked, and then joined in. Cold, heartless, deadly woman.
People like to believe you can escape your history.
They viewed her as bad news.
But some women...
That promiscuous behavior signals something bad is going on.
...will never outrun their past.
She doesn't have no conscience.
In 2007, Pulaski, Tennessee. 64-year-old house cleaner Linda McElroy takes pride in her work.
She was considered by people that knew her in the community to be a wonderful woman.
Linda's been here in Pulaski for 35 years. Locals think they know her. They don't.
Linda would have had to have been constantly looking over her shoulder, waiting for the little idyllic life that she'd built for herself just to come crashing down around her.
You don't think that you're gonna find somebody like this in your small town.
Well, howdy, Sheriff. Come on in. What can I do you for?
Linda? You need to come with me.
Wind back the clock almost 50 years to 1961 in the riverside city of Ashland, Kentucky. Linda is an 18-year-old stay-at-home mom.
No, you're not. Go to sleep.
In her first marriage, Linda had 4 children, little kids.
But the teen wife can't wait to trade domestic drudgery for a night out.
She had a reputation in the community as being a woman who liked to have a good time.
I'm going to Sue's tonight.
You're always going out.
Are you kidding? I stay at home all day with the kids.
Okay.
But what her husband doesn't know is that Linda's not meeting her girlfriends.
Linda and Charles started seeing one another while Linda was still married to her first husband.
She would go out and sneak out with Charles.
17-year-old Charles Darby is head over heels for Linda.
You make me so happy.
Me too.
Charles Darby was known as a very hardworking, very industrious type individual.
He was a sweet person, very funny, very energetic.
I hate going back to him.
Do you mean that?
Yeah, I do.
Charles persuades Linda to divorce her husband.
There was a little bit of a scandal over that. That type of behavior is very much frowned upon in a very small, close-knit conservative community like Ashland.
In 1962, Charles marries Linda. The newlyweds moved to Hammond, Indiana, far from Charles's family.
Her husband chose her and became isolated and estranged from his own family. Big mistake.
7 years later, Charles struggles to support Linda's 4 children and one of their own.
Radio not here, I come.
Neither of them had regular employment. They were getting by on what Charles was bringing in through his carpentry business, which wasn't much.
Linda treats herself to fine clothes anyway.
Oh, shoot.
Neglecting the bills.
Don't worry about kids.
They got their gas cut off and it cold. Their electric was cut off. And he found out she wasn't paying the bills.
When confronted about the unpaid bills, Linda comes up with a shocking revelation.
I gave you money for the bill?
About where the money's gone.
You spent it on yourself.
On a doctor's appointment. I have cancer.
She told him she'd been going to the doctor, and she told him she had cancer. Well, they didn't have any insurance where he was self-employed.
It's tragic, heartbreaking, and entirely make-believe.
Linda even lied to Charles about having cancer and that she needed more money for treatment.
When Charles discovers the lie, he takes drastic action.
I warned you.
Charles did place an ad in the newspaper at one time stating that he was not responsible for his wife's debts, that he was responsible for no one's debts other than his own.
How could you? This is embarrassing.
Well, you gave me no choice.
That didn't sit too well with her at all.
The public put-down turns Charles's wife into his enemy.
Charles knew Linda was bad news, but he wouldn't leave her. That was a fatal mistake.
Hammond, Indiana, 1970. Father of 5, Charles Darby, comes down with an unknown illness.
He couldn't seem to shake the symptoms.
Thank you.
His wife, Linda, dotes on him until...
I'm going to visit my father. He's really ill.
She tells him she's going to take the kids to visit her parents.
You'll be okay.
Leaving Charles to fend for himself.
Leaving a spouse who is in the throes of a very severe illness like Charles was certainly odd behavior.
Linda is gone for 4 days. On March 4th, 1970, she returns to Hammond. But she doesn't go home.
She decided to stop and get a motel room, which was curious.
With the kids in a motel bed, Linda has an errand to run.
Where are you going?
She left the older children in the motel room by themselves.
You can't tell anybody that I've...
She had told them that if they said anything about her leaving the motel, that she would spank them.
She took the youngest, the baby, with her.
After leaving the motel, Linda makes a pit stop.
She had filled up 2 5-gallon cans of gas.
After that, Linda went to the house that she, the children, and Charles all shared.
She left Chucky in the car as she went to do what she had to do.
Charles was asleep. She retrieves a shotgun. And she shoots Charles in the side with that shotgun.
And then she puts him inside of a garment bag and zips him up, and then pours all that gas on him in the bed. And then strikes a match.
And keep in mind that Linda has the baby that she and Charles had together with her at the time. Just the fact that she would have that baby with her is diabolical.
She doesn't have no conscience. Not at all.
Linda flees the scene. When police arrive, they quickly deduce this is no accident.
For one thing, it's very obvious that an accelerant was used to start the fire.
That's not the only mistake Linda makes.
She left a trail of evidence.
Linda was identified by the service station attendant. There were tire tracks recovered at the scene that matched the tires on Linda's vehicle.
She didn't hide the gun well. The police found it behind the vending machine at the motel.
And finally, Charles's body reveals something diabolical. Linda laid the groundwork for this murder months earlier.
They said that, he'd been poisoned for months.
In October 1970, Linda Darby is convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life inside the Indiana State Women's Prison.
The family was very relieved because They thought, you know, she would pay for the crime she had done for taking his life.
But after just 2 years behind bars, Linda gets a chance at freedom.
In 1972, Linda scales a fence at the Indiana State Women's Prison. It wasn't a well-planned escape attempt. It was just spontaneous. She saw the opportunity and she took it.
The escape leaves her with minor cuts.
Are you okay? Here. William, get out here.
After she escaped, she met a man named Willie McElroy Jr.
She's been beaten by a boyfriend. Help her in the house.
You're safe here.
Willie took pity on her. She told him that she'd been beaten by her boyfriend. That was what accounted for the cuts and bruises. Willie, being the kind-hearted soul that he was, he took her in, and eventually a romance blossomed between the two of them.
She remarried and had 2 more children with her husband, Willie.
For the next 35 years, Linda Darby plays the role of Linda McElroy, a law-abiding wife, mother, and even grandmother.
Linda opened a little junk shop. She cleaned houses. She took care of the elderly, and there was never any inkling that she was, in fact, a convicted murderer living on the run.
Linda thinks she can hide forever in this tiny rural town. But there's something she hasn't counted on: the rise of technology.
They set up a new computer-based system for tracking escaped fugitives.
In 2007, the state of Tennessee begins using new software aimed at smoking out prison escapees.
They found on Linda Darby that there were some similarities by her Social Security number, by her date of birth, and other data that they collect that looked similar to a woman by the name of Linda McElroy who lived in Pulaski, Tennessee.
All it takes is a knock at the door.
Howdy, Sheriff. Come on in.
And the fugitive murderer, Linda Darby, is at last returned to custody.
She's lived on the run for 35 years. They set up this new program, and in 72 hours, she's back behind bars. Same institution where she scaled the fence 35 years earlier.
Linda will now serve out the rest of her days behind bars.
She'll die in there. And I don't feel sorry for that, because she'll pay for it.
When she was arrested, the community rallied around her and didn't think she should go to prison because she had been such a good girl for 35 years. Living a crime-free life for 35 years does not make up for murdering an innocent man. Linda had to pay.
I cannot do this. It's not going anywhere.
A promise made.
That he would leave his wife.
I'm sick and tired of this back and forth.
A promise broken.
Louis wanted the best of both worlds.
Can sow the seeds of vengeance.
Know who I am? She had a malignant heart. And there's no pill for that.
(1985) in Chicago, Illinois. Factory workers Geraldine Smith and Louia McDonald can't keep their hands off each other.
Louia McDonald was employed at the bottling plant along with Geraldine Smith, and that's how they became involved in a relationship.
Theirs is a perfect romance, except for one thing.
I can't do this anymore. You're married.
You know how I feel about you, baby.
Louia McDonald was married and had a family.
Louia promises he'll make that obstacle disappear.
Louia McDonald had intimated to her that he wanted to leave his wife and be with her.
Geraldine was hearing what so many women have heard before. My wife doesn't understand me. I'm unhappy.
But Louia wants his cake and to eat it too. The dedicated family man always returns to his nest.
Hey, how my girls doing?
Hey, Dad.
Louia and Valerie McDonald had been married for approximately 16 to 17 years.
It was a problem in the factory.
Really? Another one?
For 2 years, Louia leads a double life, deceiving his 35-year-old wife, Valerie, and their daughters.
Valerie McDonald appeared to have a perfect life. She had 2 children. She went to church twice a week. Everything was good.
Everyone said they did have a happy marriage, a happy family life.
But Geraldine Smith doesn't like to share. She knows exactly how to turn her part-time lover into a full-time husband.
To Louia.
It wasn't too long before Geraldine became pregnant, and that changed everything.
Oh, can I hear wedding bells?
She reveals her plan to close friend Marva Golden.
But he's gonna leave his wife. He loves me.
This pregnancy will finally draw Louia away from his wife. But her boyfriend has other ideas.
Louis wanted the best of both worlds. He wanted his girlfriend and he wanted his wife.
Let's say prayer. Thank you, God, for this food made.
Louia's wife, Valerie, soon learns about the affair. But she's willing to give their marriage another chance.
Valerie was a forgiving Christian woman, and she would forgive Louia and stay with him.
I need to go.
Where are you going?
Geraldine's plan is falling apart, and so is her relationship with Louia.
She kept insisting that Louia McDonald keep his promise to her that he would leave his wife.
Promise? I never made any promises.
Promised you would leave her.
I never made any promises.
Even a baby on the way can't lure her lover from his family.
Geraldine didn't take that news too well. She was about to have a child to take care of.
Louis wished to stay with his wife and his 2 daughters, as well as maintain a relationship with Geraldine Smith on the side.
That kind of lifestyle is fraught with danger.
But Geraldine won't give up without a fight.
As time went by, Geraldine became more and more angry.
Know who I am?
I can guess.
I'm having his child. He's my man now. He don't want you no more.
You're crazy.
Who you calling crazy?
Geraldine Smith slapped Valerie McDonald, demanding that her husband leave her.
The police were called. And while the police were there, they searched the car, found a .25 caliber automatic.
The gun wasn't used in the assault. So Geraldine is only charged with a minor offense.
That should have been a very clear warning that Valerie's life was in danger.
October 1986, Chicago, Illinois. 38-year-old Geraldine Smith should be celebrating her new bundle of joy.
She gave birth to a baby boy, which she named Louis McDonald Jr.
I think she wanted the world to know whose child this was. And she didn't care who knew.
I want to speak to Louis.
But the new mom is obsessed by what she doesn't have. Her married lover, Louis McDonald.
Geraldine had wanted him to leave his wife, but he had decided not to.
Once the child was born, Louis McDonald stopped coming by so often.
Abandoned with a new baby, Geraldine's love turns to hate.
Dad!
He broke his word. But Geraldine wasn't upset with him.
I want my dad!
She focused all her jealousy, anger, and rage on an innocent party. She actually told a friend that she hoped Valerie would die.
Dad!
That Valerie had to die.
Geraldine turns to her close friend, Marva Golden.
Geraldine asked Marva to find someone to kill Valerie.
In her mind, this would solve her problems, and Louis McDonald would be hers.
Marva knows the kind of people who can make Valerie pay.
Eddie Williams had been recently released from the Illinois Department of Corrections. He did have an extensive criminal background.
So you want to make some money? Or you gotta just kill a housewife?
29-year-old Eddie Williams is more than happy to help, and he comes cheap.
How you doing?
Geraldine Smith had said she'd pay $500 for the shooting.
That's what Valerie's life was worth to them. $500.
On the night of June 23rd, 1987, Geraldine sets up her alibi, spending the evening with family. Then sends her helpers out to do the dirty work.
This was not a crime of passion. This was a cold-blooded, premeditated, well-thought-out murder. Geraldine had plenty of time, plenty of chances to say, you know, I don't think I want to do this. But she didn't.
Louis McDonald picks up his wife and daughters after church.
Hey, how was it?
It was so much fun.
Yeah, we learned a new song.
The pastor asked about you.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. You tell me I'll be there next week?
Yeah, right. Praise God. He's a savior.
Nearby, the hired assassins lie in wait.
Marva Golden waited in the car with the engine running, while Eddie Williams stood on the corner, waiting for the McDonald family to return home.
And that's where Louis McDonald's two worlds collide.
That's when Eddie went right up to Valerie and put a bullet in her head.
The two young daughters were highly traumatized.
They had just seen their mother shot.
Louis chases the gunman. When he sees the getaway car, he realizes who's behind this shocking attack. Louis gives up his lover to the cops.
Did you recognize the vehicle, sir?
Yeah. I think it was Geraldine Smith's car.
5 days later, 37-year-old mother of two, Valerie McDonald, dies in the hospital.
It was a gunshot wound to the head. She went down immediately. I don't believe she ever actually regained consciousness.
Did you take care of it? Yeah, stop pain.
Geraldine thinks she has won.
This was the whole master plan of Geraldine, to seize the husband that she couldn't have from Valerie and The easiest way out was to eliminate Valerie McDonald, which she did.
What Geraldine doesn't know is the cops are already on her trail.
This was such a poorly planned murder. The way it went down led police directly to Geraldine as a suspect.
Their prime suspect says she was at home with family all night.
She's so cute.
She even tries to explain the getaway car.
She stated that she didn't have any knowledge of the shooting, that a friend of hers had asked to borrow her car. She had given it to her, and she hadn't returned with the car.
The police don't believe her.
Geraldine Smith's vehicle was processed by the Chicago Police Mobile Crime Lab, and Eddie Williams' fingerprints were recovered.
Come on, tell us what you know.
Geraldine and her 2 helpers are charged with murder.
You killed her, didn't you?
Under questioning, Geraldine admits nothing.
Geraldine Smith is probably one of the most cold-blooded, calculating murder offenders that I've ever had to interview.
The hired killers are much easier to crack.
It's you that killed her.
No! Eddie shot her. I was just the driver.
It wasn't long before Marva and Eddie told the police who was behind the plan, that Geraldine was paying them to do the murder.
In 1989, Marva Golden pleads guilty to first-degree murder and is sentenced to 20 years. Eddie Williams also pleads guilty and is serving life.
You would think they would be the hardened ones, but they readily confessed their parts in the crime.
Geraldine Smith is found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder.
She had no qualms with paying $500 to have somebody killed in front of their children.
In 1991, she is sentenced to death, later commuted to life in prison.
The judge said she had a malignant heart, and there's no pill for that.
17 years later, in 2008, Geraldine Smith is released on parole. Louis McDonald tried to lead 2 lives. His enraged lover destroyed them both.
Geraldine Smith committed murder because she was jealous. And that's a story as old as time.